Welcome to your weekly energy download. I'm here to help you understand the collective energy that's moving through all of us right now. Think of it like emotional weather that we can all feel. When we name it and understand it, we can work with it instead of against it. We're going to look at what energy we just moved through, what's showing up now as our invitation to grow, and how you can use this information to navigate your week with more flow and less resistance. Let's dive in.
Energy weather report. We are going to learn what energy we have access to and have had access to this week so that you can work with it instead of living in reaction to it. You know how sometimes life slows you down in a way you absolutely did not schedule and definitely did not ask for? Yeah, that was me last week. My body tapped out before my mind was ready to. And it felt, I felt it, that deep inner sigh of, I can't force anything right now. And instead of trying to power through like I normally would, I had to let myself be held by it. I had to let myself soften into the slowdown. And here's the thing, that wasn't failure. That was the energy. This week's transits are teaching us about choosing focus over force, presence over pressure, and tiny aligned steps over trying to hold the whole world together. So, wherever you're listening from, your car, your kitchen, your bed, take a breath with me, unclench something, and let's walk through this week's energy together. Last week's energy was a lot. Not chaotic, just heavy in that internal, soul deep way. Maybe you felt sad. Maybe your faith dipped. Maybe your energy just shut the laptop and walked away from everything that felt like work. For me, it showed up as a sadness humming under the surface and my body getting sick right as the holiday hit. It was like my whole system said, I am not doing this performance thing with you right now. Even the people around me were loud in their own ways. Big emotions, forceful energy, lots of intensity. And I had to decide whether to get swept up in it or stay grounded in what I needed. And honestly, I didn't have the strength to fight myself last week. I just surrendered. And that surrender, the rest, the quiet, the not doing, that was exactly what the energy was trying to teach. I ask you, where did last week invite you to stop forcing and actually honor what your body or spirit needed? Now, we move into a softer, more precise kind of energy, the kind that doesn't yell for your attention, but gently taps your shoulder like, hey, come back to yourself. The sun this week is pulling us towards focus, not discipline, not perfection, just that peaceful narrowing in that happens when you finally decide, okay, this is the one thing I'm giving my energy to right now. And the earth is grounding us in a version of confidence that isn't loud or polished. It's the I'm ready enough kind of confidence, the kind that you feel in your chest, not your resume. Together, these energies are saying, choose what matters, move gently, trust your spark, even if the whole path isn't clear yet. For me, that looked like realizing I didn't have the capacity to run in every direction. My focus landed on healing, hydration, vegetables, studying what nourishes me, raising my vibration, and creating slowly. And the wild thing, the moment I stopped trying to be everywhere, I felt my clarity return. Maybe for you, it's rest. Maybe it's finishing one thing you've been avoiding. Maybe it's letting enthusiasm lead you again, even if you don't feel ready. That's the energy this week. Gate 9 is the energy of gentle focus. It's not about grinding. It's about getting it's not about grinding. It's not about getting your life together. It's about giving your attention to what actually matters and letting everything else blur out. The shadow shows up as overwhelm. Too many options, too many ideas, too many ways to make money, too many directions. And when that hits, your mind will lie to you and say, I can't focus. But the truth, you can focus when you give yourself permission to zoom in on the right thing. And when you do, your whole nervous system softens. Your breath drops back into your body. You remember who you are. Some questions to ponder as we process this energy. What's one thing I can choose today that would make everything else feel lighter? Number two, what tiny step would actually give me momentum right now? And number three, how does my body respond when I stop forcing and focus gently? This earth energy is balancing us with a very human kind of confidence, not performance confidence, embodied confidence. The confidence that comes from doing something messy and realizing, oh, wait, that was enough. The shadow can show up in two ways. You leap too fast because you're excited, or you freeze because you're scared of being seen. For me, this looked like remembering times I moved too fast in business because the excitement was high, and also times where I stopped myself from reaching out or sharing something because I was afraid of how it would land. But the gift of Gate 16 reminds us prepared doesn't mean perfect. Confidence is built in motion, and ready enough really is a thing. So, as we process this energy, consider where is my enthusiasm trying to lead me if I stop overthinking? What feels ready enough for me to move on today? And how can preparation feel grounding instead of heavy? Some things that are going to help you this week. Choose one thing. Let your focus be narrow and peaceful. Follow your spark is going to help this week. Your intuitive yes is stronger than your fear. Resting with intention is going to help. If your body slows down, trust it. Our body knows there's infinite intelligence in here. Studying or reconnecting is going to help this week. Revisit what nourishes your spirit. And soft structure is going to help this week. Let your next step be small, simple, and doable. Now, just as much as these things are going to help, I want to alert you to some things that might trip you up just so it can be in your awareness. Overthinking the plan might trip you up. You do not need the whole map. Trying to do everything definitely going to trip you up. Your magic works better when it's aimed. Self-doubt whispers might trip you up. Don't let imagined judgment mute you. Rushing because of fear. Slow choices really land cleaner. And lastly, mistaking busy for aligned might trip you up. It's all about presence over performance. This week isn't asking you to be powerful. It's asking you to be present, to choose clarity instead of chaos, to let your body lead instead of your fear, to take one gentle step and trust that the momentum will meet you there. You're not meant to scatter your magic everywhere. You're meant to aim it towards what feels alive, nourishing, meaningful. So let yourself move slower. Let yourself choose differently. Let yourself be a human being, not a human doing machine. Your gentle challenge is to pick one thing today, one intention, one task, one truth, and give it your full, soft presence. Let that be enough. All right, love. That's our energy weather report for the week. If you're listening and thinking, I feel this, I just don't know what to focus on next, I want to invite you into something gently. I offer clarity calls, real, grounding, human to human conversations where we sit together and sort through the noise. No pressure, no performance, no selling you anything you don't need, just spaciousness and guidance so you can feel your own yes again. If that feels supportive, the link is in the description. Come get the clarity your spirit's been reaching for. You don't have to navigate this season alone. All right, my lovelies, group question. What's been the loudest part of your inner world lately? And what do you think it's trying to show you?
I mean, everything was so landing with me really clearly. But it was very simple. Slow the hell down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. There was a big event that I was part of, and three people couldn't show up to it because um, they had accidents. They had accidents on the way. Somebody fell down the stairs with their baby. Someone else had it was all very dramatic. And it's just really clear that we all need to take a breath and slow down and focus. And that's exactly what I've been hearing too. So I just feel like better for us to like ride the like just lie down and be quiet before check yourself before you wreck yourself, basically. That's what I thought. So thank you, because that was exactly what I needed to hear reflected, and that we're all going through it all around the world. So thank you.
Thank you, Rifa.
Mine was my health. Recently, I've been having a lot of issues, and AI and a couple of my doctors think I have something called mast cell activation syndrome, which is new enough where a lot of doctors don't know about it. And the past 3 weeks, I've gone to like five doctors, and I have three more to go to build my medical team. And for all of me, it's like, don't worry, they'll figure it out. You know what you've gone through. Whether or not they believe you doesn't matter. You just have to build your team of people who will work together and be open and curious to what's possible. And even though I just met a gastroenterologist last week, I know she's not supposed to be on the team. Well, usually before I'd be like, who the hell is she? I can't believe it. And then I get worked up. And now it's like, no, she's just not in it. So we just have to change her. And just the calming and quiet of you're okay. You know what you're talking about, and no one can tell you you didn't feel or didn't experience whatever it is. So just trust yourself and it'll work itself out. And that is where I'm noticing things have just calmed down, and I feel led to build that in my medical community. So that's what's going on with me and how this does reflect what's going on with the weather report.
Mhm. I'm telling you, I usually let myself be in the energy. If it's really something that I'm like, what is this? And then I'll go look before like the weekend or Monday. But I didn't do that this time because I really, like I said, I was just focused on my health as well. Like I was just rest and get better. And when I saw like what was the one thing you had to focus on during this transit, I was like, oh, my health and trusting myself. Oh, okay. Thanks, transit, for reaffirming this. And it sounds like between Rifa and stuff, there was some resonance there. And then we have in the chat abundance lap dance. It is a dance. It's not knowing the how. It's trusting and creating what I desire from gratitude, not desperation. I also have been resting a lot. Hey, see, you're hip. Also have been resting a lot the past month. Exhaustion that allowed me to honor my needs and take some time for me, which I do, but at a deeper level. Inner work. Yes. The soul level work is so needed. And when our bodies give us permission, even if we don't always want it, because we've got all these other things that we want to do, but when our bodies give us permission, it really invites the space to do that. Like even in my sickness, I tried not to binge things anymore, but I did binge Percy Jackson, The Olympians. On Disney Plus, they have a show. They had the movies, but now they have a show. Because I'm a one line and I officially called it research. I didn't watch the movies too, but uh, but in doing that and giving myself the grace, one of the things that we're learning in NLP right now are metaphors and how that can help get past the critical faculty in your mind and into the subconscious so that you can actually start rewriting the patterns. And I tell really long stories. So I don't always like coming up with stories because I'm like, no one, especially with my open throat, because I'm like, no one's listening to me, no one hears me. And so uh in this research that I changed it into, I was like, oh, like, because that's little bit more context, and this is why I don't tell stories. A little bit more context. I've been reading the Bible because someone in a video they said that Jesus can be like frequency wise as a guide, and I was like, what? That's the first time I ever heard of like Jesus being like this spiritual guide that you can call on. I guess I should get to know Jesus better. So I started reading the Bible, watch Jesus Nazareth, and so I had this question that I asked Chat because I was like, wait, is this why? Like, Christianity is, like, so against, like, different idols and godless it, like me and Chad had a time. It was a time. But what ended up coming from it was this beautiful transition into now I have all of these stories that I can pull from metaphors, like whether it's from the things that I was reading in the Bible or now the fascination that I have with getting to know the gods a little bit better because it's how they have like human like stuff, even though they're gods. It ended up being so beautiful, and there was a time where I would've made myself wrong because I watched 8 episodes and 2 two-hour-long movies. Um, but ultimately, it ended up being something that I needed and didn't even know.
Every Tuesday morning, we gather live in Limitless University for what I call our weekly energy alignment. We start by celebrating wins because your victories matter and deserve to be witnessed. Then we dive into the week's collective energy together, and we close in gratitude, setting the foundation for a week of flow and alignment. The transit report you just heard is one piece of our hour-long gathering. And there's something really special about experiencing this energy work in real time with other humans who get it. You can join us at diamonddripconsulting.com, and you can also find that link in the show notes.